decides not to decide on the Keystone XL Pipeline. Again, we'll get reaction from the Fox All-Stars when we return.
Also worse things for people like Mary Landrieu than to be seen blasting President Obama in the re-election race. So there's certainly a mixed bag for Democrats here. Clearly unions do support the project going forward. They're very angry with President Obama, but he's also concerned about turnout on the left, and he's concerned about those donors who are highly motivated this cycle to beat Republicans and maintain control of the Senate, and they tend to be concerned about environmental issues.
Which is really interesting because you look back at the interview we just had here on Special Report with the ambassador to Canada, and just take another listen.
There's hundreds of trucks every day on Highway 2 in North Dakota.
Which are spewing out emissions left and right.
Well, they have higher emissions. There is a role for rail for smaller refineries, but when you look at the amount of oil coming from North Dakota, Montana, and Canada, it is the cleanest, safest way to proceed, and that's the debate has become symbolic but not substantial in terms of the why we should proceed with this project.
Making the case that the market's there, Charles. The trucks and the railway, they're going to deliver it at more emissions than a pipeline would.
Look, this is the most open and shut case for any energy project, any project anywhere that I have ever seen. The ambassador spelled it out in minute detail, economically, in terms of national security, our dependence on the Venezuelans, on the Middle East, clearly in terms of jobs, in terms of energy independence, but even on the terms that the opposition is arguing, greenhouse gases, it fails on its own terms. The oil will come through, the oil is coming through, and it comes through, as he explained, on rail and truck, which creates more emissions. There is no substantial ground on which to make the case. In fact, it's very dangerous. We know there was an accident with rail through Quebec carrying oil that destroyed a town, burned to death 40 people instantly. And the other thing that he didn't mention is that these oil shipments are taking up so much of the rail transport that other goods can't get to market in the United States, which increases the price of all the products that travel through the western and northern United States. In other words, every economic argument is against this, and all that's left, I think, as Jason said, is pure ideology. I would just add one fact that the ambassador was too discreet to mention. It is a spit in the eye of Canada. Our closest ally helps us in all kinds of tight spots around the world, trying to help us with Ukraine. And this is absolute disrespect of the highest order for our closest friend.